Exploding Nerdigans, this is the one and only Packer Girl 89, and today's book Nerdigan discussion, the second one, is the Heroes of Olympus series by Rick Riordan, books 1 through 4. We're talking Lost Hero, we're talking Son of Neptune, we're talking Mark of Athena, and House of Hades. Blood of Olympus is going to be a separate video because I have a lot to say on Blood of Olympus because I really, really like that book. But first, let's get to The Lost Hero. The Lost Hero, I didn't like Jason. I can't stand Jason. I'm sorry. I know a lot of booktubers have said, I know like X-Team May on Polling Goes Bananas didn't like Jason. I didn't like Jason either. Like, Jason's character is so boring. For the love of Kami and Arceus, his character is boring. Like, and it doesn't change that much in the other books, except, you know, he's kind of struggling with his identity as Roman or Greek. So I guess that was kind of like the only interesting thing. There's Piper. Like this is one thing I mentioned in my strong women characters in books. Like, Piper's a strong character, and she's cool for a daughter of Aphrodite. I'm not gonna lie, I really thought she was cool. Like, some of her chapters were kind of boring, but Leo's were the ones that were like my favorite. Leo is just funny. He is just Percy with fire. He's just Percy with fire and can film shit. I loved it. I love Leo. But I liked, the main things I like about The Lost Hero is there's some scenes that take place like outside of Camp Jupiter, like in the East Bay area, and that's where I grew up, especially further inland. So it was cool to see, and I've been on Mount Diablo myself, so when I was younger. And so it was really cool for them to have scenes on there, especially the battle with one of the giants. I thought that was pretty awesome. Son of Neptune was my favorite. That one I just could not put down because I love learning about Hazel's character, where Hazel comes from. I love that Frank's character is how he's struggling, like he's like hanging on to life based on a piece of wood because of his power, which I thought was really cool. And I like that he can transform. That was Bob. That was so cool. And Percy was so jealous. Poor Percy. Hazel's character is really interesting as well. I mean, she's a really strong character from, you know, the 1940s that's similar to Nico, but she was dead and Nico found her, which I thought, you know, was crazy. But I will say I am Team Camp Jupiter all the way, and I thought it was sweet when I was reading, you know, like, the only thing that Percy hung on to was his memories of Annabeth, and I thought that was so sweet, because even though Hera took his memories, he couldn't take Annabeth away from him. I thought that was sweet, and I thought that was cool that, you know, they still had the empathy link, and I thought it was smart how Rick Riordan explained how he got rid of his, how Percy got rid of his Achilles heel. It made a lot of sense. It was really cool, and it was a good way to do it. What else do we got here? Oh, Ella. I love Ella. Like, I felt so bad for Ella because she got abused and stuff by Phineas. Phineas was a total douchebag. But Ella is, like, in the definition of a book nerdigan. She is like the face of a book nerdigan. She is, because she uses quotes from books in everyday life. She quotes books all the time. And I totally relate to that. And when she starts flipping out, and she'll say random facts, too, from books. And I'll do that, too. I will do that. And I will mention it in the Blood of Olympus book Nerdigan video, because there's something that even I got my friend who has never read the Percy Jackson series or Heroes of Olympus hooked on. And I think he quoted it on Facebook. And it's really funny. But, like, when Ella was panicking, she would just, like, talk about quotes in books, and I thought that was really cool, because the thing is for me is when I have panic attacks or whatnot, or I'm starting to feel like really freaked out about a test or something, and I need to calm my mind down, because I do have an anxiety disorder, and if I need to calm my mind down, I just read a book, and my mind is like total zen. It just works for me. Let's see. I mentioned the landmarks. Oh, I love the bromance that happens with Jason and Percy. They have a total bromance, and it is especially clear when it was against Octavian, and Percy said, on the bright side, both Jason and I outrank you, Octavian, so we could both tell you to shut up. I was like, yes. When Percy was, what was it? Was it Percy? No, it was when... No, it wasn't Percy. Who was it? It was Jason. Oh, yeah, I loved it when Jason, and Piper, how they got I like the cornucopia. Hercules was such a dick, but I like the cornucopia. The cornucopia is bomb. Like, that's like Piper's best weapon. Better than a sword. Like, fight fire with food. What can I say? But the most random thing that Jason has said in the whole series is when they were fighting two of the giants in Rome, and I think it was him and Leo and Frank. I think no, it was Percy, Jason, and Piper. Yeah, I think that's who it was. I'm sorry. It's January 22nd. I read this like 2 weeks ago. So excuse me. My notes are not being the best right now. But the most random thing Jason said, though, is, and this is when they were playing the destruction of Rome, and Jason says, I hate Wonder Bread. I'm like, oh my god, Jason, really? You have to say that? That is so stupid. Oh, and never doubt the power of Diet Soda, because Diet Pepsi ultimately saved them in that situation because of Bacchus. And when Percy poured the soda, like earlier on when Percy poured the soda, Diet Pepsi on the, in the ocean, to get rid of the boat, the pirate ship, pirate ship and stuff, yeah, that's what it was. And then Bacchus ended up coming through. I mean, Mr. D. Mr. D as Bacchus is cooler, I think, to be honest. But, oh man. Mark of Athena, I like the Annabeth chapters, especially when she's, like, weaving the bridge, and she's like, how am I doing this? I don't understand how I'm weaving this. So I'm cracking up. And I was just like, at the end of Mark of Athena, I was like, no. Like, why, Arceus, why did you have to send Percy and Annabeth to Tartarus? Just why? But I thought it was so random, where in Tartarus, the drinking fire heals you. I was like, okay, that's weird. But whatever, I'll deal with it. Oh, I love the online farming. That was funny. Cause one of the minor gods was talking about online farming and all that. And then there was Hecate. And if I could be the daughter of any goddess, or god or goddess, I would totally be a daughter of Hecate, because I want my magic. Come on, Hecate, when will you claim me, please? Just claim me already. I'm still waiting. I love the Paul cat farts, though. Those are so funny, too. For the record, in House of Hades, when they're talking about Bob and stuff like that, and you know how Bob lost his memory, and also when Percy mentions that Hermes sent them to Paris, you need to read the Demigod Files, which is the novella that takes place between books 4 and 5 of Percy Jackson, because it will explain everything. And I really loved when authors do that, because it makes you have to read everything, and I love those little details. And another thing I like when authors do, like Cassandra Clare did it, and Alexandra Bracken did it, is talking about taboo issues such as gay crushes or characters in the closet, and Cassandra did it with Alec, and Rick Riordan did it with Nico, and I was just like, I was really shocked when Nico had a crush on Percy when I first read that. I was like, whoa, that was weird. But like the more and more I think about it, like it was totally obvious in Percy Jackson that he like worshipped him, and it makes more sense when you read Blood of Olympus as well, because he totally addresses it. I thought it was so cute with Leo and Calypso. I thought that scene was so cute, and hashtag Calypso. It kind of reminded me, The Full Promise, it reminded me of Ed and Winry because of the awkward turtleness of it. Oh yeah, the cows of Hades in Rome and the zombie cows. Hashtag moo. It was Frank had many Neville moments, and where like Neville in book 7 of the Harry Potter series, where he just like ultimately leads he like just totally dominates. And I really like this one when he led the zombies against the monsters, because basically this is when Jason's struggling with his identity crisis and just gives his praetorship to Frank, and he just totally takes control, and it's freaking awesome. And I was so sad when Bob and Mason died. I was like, no, this sucks. The Tartarus was just freaking crazy, and the sad truth is monsters are zits on Tartarus's skin. It was so gross. I think I had like dinner right before I read that, and I almost threw up in my mouth the first time. And the best bromance ever is Percy and Jason. Hashtag JC. The next video I'm going to do is going to be Blood of Olympus by Rick Riordan. So please like, share, and subscribe, and comment, and let me know what other parts of books 1 through 4 of Heroes of Olympus that you enjoyed. Because, as I mentioned before in a lot of my videos, none of my friends read like I do. So I want to hear what your thoughts are. And follow me on Twitter, and you will keep having the most amazing book Nerdigans next time. Until next time, read on, Bug Nerdigans, read on.